What? Feces? At those words, Mason Harmon immediately retched on the spot, but the medicine had already gone down. No matter how much he tried, he couldn't vomit it back up, and his face turned completely red with rage and disgust. What used to be a metaphor about eating sh*t had now become reality. I didn't expect Dustin to be so devious. He actually fed my cousin feces. How's he supposed to eat anything ever again? Ruth covered her nose and distanced herself, looking utterly repulsed. Serves him right. That filthy mouth of his finally got what it deserved. Natasha Harmon couldn't help but chuckle. You little punk! You messing with me on purpose? Mason glared up, his face dark and twisted with hatred, eyes burning with fury like he wanted to devour someone. He had never suffered such humiliation in his entire life. Since I'm the one making the poison, I obviously decide the ingredients. I can add whatever I want, Dustin replied matter-of-factly. Good, very good. You've got some nerve. Mason's face contorted with rage. Just wait until the poison kicks in. You'll be the one on your knees begging me. Well, let's see who ends up begging whom, Dustin said with a faint smile. For now, you'd better ask that old guy next to you whether he can even cure my poison. Master Wong! Hurry up and give me the antidote. Mason didn't dare delay. He didn't want anything to happen to his precious body. Don't panic, young Master Harmon. Let me examine it first, said the white-browed old man, lifting the bowl of leftover medicine. He sniffed it carefully, then dipped his finger in and tasted a drop on his tongue. I thought it'd be something serious, but it's just a basic 7-insect poison. The old man chuckled confidently, as if he already had the answer. 7-insect poison? What's that? Mason asked. It's a poison made by grinding 7 kinds of venomous insects into powder and combining them. If I'm not mistaken, the 7 are snake, scorpion, toad, centipede, spider, poisonous wasp, and fire ant. Seriously? Just a little taste and you could figure all that out. Ruth was both shocked and skeptical. Being able to list the ingredients so precisely, it was clear this guy wasn't ordinary. No wonder they call him a poison master. He does have some skill. Dustin smiled noncommittally. He had to admit, the man did have some talent. Unfortunately, the poison he used wasn't the 7-insect poison, it was 9-insect poison. Plus, he'd added a dash of golden sauce for flavor. Master Wong, stop blabbering and just give me the antidote. My stomach's already hurting. Mason clutched his abdomen, his face twisted in pain. In just 2 minutes, the effects had already started to show. Please be patient, young Master Harmon. I'll prepare it now. The white-browed old man quickly began mixing the antidote using the spare herbs. Hurry up! It's getting worse. As time went on, Mason felt as though his stomach was being sliced with knives, and cold sweat poured from his body. Meanwhile, Dustin sat calmly, sipping tea like nothing was happening. Why are you totally fine? Mason looked stunned. Dustin had taken the poison medicine first. Why was he still completely unaffected? I already neutralized the poison. Why wouldn't I be fine? Dustin replied calmly. Neutralized it? How? You didn't even do anything. Mason couldn't believe what he was hearing. That's none of your business. You'd better start worrying about yourself. What if your old man there can't solve this? What then? Dustin leaned in slightly, his tone meaningful. My poison isn't so simple. The first symptom is intense pain. Within 3 hours, if you don't take the correct antidote, your intestines will rot from the inside, and you'll die a horrible death. What? That statement made Mason genuinely panic. His stomach was already in agony, but now, after Dustin's warning, it felt even worse. Young Master Harmon, here's the antidote. The white-browed man finally delivered a cup of white liquid. Mason didn't hesitate. He downed it in one gulp, but almost immediately, his stomach churned violently. Within seconds, he vomited the entire dose back up. Young Master! What are you doing? That was the antidote. The white-browed man looked devastated. I couldn't help it. It just wouldn't stay down, Mason said miserably. You could keep down feces, but not the antidote? The old man muttered helplessly. Enough! Make another dose. I will keep it down this time. Mason's face was twitching uncontrollably. With no other option, The old man did as he was told. Soon, another antidote was prepared, and this time Mason barely managed to swallow it without spitting it out. But, Master Wang, my stomach still hurts. Why isn't it working? Mason gritted his teeth, clearly still in pain. That's strange. The antidote to the 7 insect poison should be mainly made with forsythia, andrographis, and white bryony, plus other detox herbs. Maybe it just hasn't taken effect yet. Give it a bit more time. The old man tried to comfort him. Mason nodded and endured the pain for a few more minutes. Eventually, his face was so twisted with agony that it barely looked human. Master Wang, this antidote is wrong. Not only did it not help, it's making it worse. Mason was sweating bullets, biting his lip from the sheer pain. How could this be? The old man rushed forward to take his pulse. Then his expression changed dramatically. This isn't the 7 insect poison? What? Then what did you give me that crap for? Mason nearly exploded with rage. You brat! What kind of trick did you pull? I saw you add those insect poisons. The old man turned angrily to Dustin. It doesn't matter what I used. The real question is, can you cure it or not? Dustin replied coolly. Trying to play dirty with me, huh? Fine. Let's call this a draw. Give me your antidote, and I'll give you the cure for my gut-crushing powder. The old man finally took a step back. Under normal circumstances, he might have taken the time to research it. But now, Mason was clearly in agony, and he couldn't afford to delay a second longer. If the golden goose died, he'd be ruined along with it. You want the antidote? Fine. Dustin smiled faintly. But just like we agreed, kneel and apologize, and I'll hand it over. The moment he said that, both Mason and the old man's faces instantly darkened. You brat! Don't push your luck! The white-browed elder flared up. Right now, not only has young Master Harmon been poisoned, but you've also been poisoned by me. Without my antidote, you won't live past tomorrow. Oh? Then how about we make a bet? Let's see who dies first. Dustin chuckled faintly. You! The elder was momentarily speechless. Judging from the situation, Mason Harmon was clearly going to collapse first. That was precisely why the elder had intended to end things in a draw. But Dustin didn't play along at all. Dustin! Hand over the antidote already. We admit defeat! Mason gritted his teeth. He was in too much pain. Unbearable, really. Otherwise, he would never bow his head to a nobody. Young Master Harmon, just saying you lost means nothing if there's no sincerity. Dustin shook his head. Dustin! Don't push it! Mason's tone turned harsh. If you make a mistake, own up to it. If you get hit, stand up straight and take it. Or are you not even man enough for that? Dustin remained unfazed. You want me to kneel and apologize? You think you're worthy of that? Mason's face darkened. Of course I'm not worthy. In that case, good luck curing yourself. Dustin shrugged. You threatening me? Mason's eyes flashed with hostility. Not at all. Just giving you what you gave me. Dustin's face didn't change a bit. Enough! This farce ends now. At that moment, Jessica Duncan finally spoke up. Dustin, give the antidote to Mason now. If anything happens to him, you won't be able to bear the consequences. Ms. Duncan, a true man keeps his word. I gave my condition, and I expect it fulfilled. Dustin said calmly. What? Are you determined to oppose the Harmon family today? Jessica's face turned frosty. She had thought Dustin would back off when things got tense, but he was completely unyielding. Stop trying to scare people. Suddenly, Natasha Harmon stepped in. When Mason was bullying Dustin earlier, I didn't hear a word from you. Now that he's suffering, you jump in to interfere. Where's your shame? Mason is your cousin. Why are you defending an outsider? Jessica frowned. I defend what's right, not whose family. Natasha retorted. This whole mess was started by Mason. Now he's facing the consequences. Since we're bystanders, we'll just watch. Nobody's allowed to interfere. You! Jessica was so angry at her daughter that she was trembling. She may have been a commanding force outside, but at home, she had no way to handle Natasha. She couldn't hit her, and she couldn't out-argue her either. Truly a nemesis. Dustin! I'll ask one last time, are you giving me the antidote or not? Mason gritted his teeth. My answer remains the same. Kneel and apologize. Dustin replied flatly. Fine, very well. Mason's face turned frighteningly dark. I'll kneel, but can you bear the price? You'll know if you try. Dustin smiled. Great! Don't regret this. Mason clenched his teeth, hesitated for 2 seconds, then suddenly thud, he dropped to his knees hard. Though kneeling, he stared daggers at Dustin, his face full of murderous fury. To be humiliated like this in public. Dustin had signed his own death sentence. Dustin! He's kneeling now. Are you satisfied? Hand over the antidote. Jessica slammed the table. Humiliating Mason was equivalent to humiliating the entire Harmon family. A mere doctor, daring to shame them. He was courting death. Here, drink this. Dustin pulled out a small white vial and poured a bit of powder into a cup of tea. Detox powder? The white-browed elder's expression changed instantly. Greed flickered in his eyes. That was the secret antidote of Dr. River Jiang. How did this kid have such a treasure on him? Everyone knew how rare detox powder was. It was worth more than gold. Even a pinch could fetch a sky-high price. No wonder Dustin had acted so fearlessly. He had this trump card. Looks like today, he had picked the wrong fight. Humph! Mason didn't say much. He grabbed the tea and downed it in one gulp. Strangely enough, just minutes after drinking it, the knife-like pain in his abdomen began to subside. Within a few minutes, it was completely gone. He felt like he just survived a near-death experience. Dustin! I'll remember today's humiliation. You'd better hope I never get the chance to take you down. And you, Natasha, sort out that bailing pill situation soon, or don't blame me for reporting it to headquarters. With those 2 venomous parting shots, Mason left in disgrace. Young man, you'll regret your arrogance. The white-browed elder huffed coldly and followed him out. Did Dustin really think Mason Harmon was someone a mere doctor could humiliate and walk away from? If the Harmon family retaliated, they'd destroy him completely. Dustin, so you had it all planned out. You really scared me for a moment, Ruth said with delight. All thanks to the detox powder your sister gave me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have won so easily. Dustin smiled slightly. Of course, it wasn't really that easy. Humph. Just clever tricks. Jessica Duncan snorted in disdain. So he had no real ability, just happened to have Dr. Riverjiang's antidote. Whether you accept it or not, Dustin still won. Natasha gave her a side glance. So what if he won by luck? Without Dr. Wang overseeing it, do you really think this kid alone can produce the bailing pill? Jessica questioned sharply. The bailing pill was the product of years of Harmon family research, critical to their pharmaceutical empire. She didn't believe a nobody like Dustin had what it took to turn things around. Why not? In my eyes, Dustin's way more capable than Dr. Wang. Natasha shot back. Fine. If you think he's that great, let's make a bet. Jessica's temper flared. If he can develop the bailing pill, I'll consider that passing one of his trials. If he can't, he immediately gives up his position. No problem. Natasha didn't back down at all. Whether or not he could do it, she wasn't about to lose in momentum. Dustin! You better not disappoint my daughter! Jessica gave him a long stare before storming off. Sis, what did Mom mean by trial just now? Ruth asked curiously. Kids shouldn't ask about adult stuff, Natasha said, rolling her eyes. Humph. Fine, I won't ask. No need to act so superior. Ruth pouted. Miss Harmon, you've been talking about the bailing pill all this time. What exactly is it? Dustin asked, testing the waters. Natasha forced a smile and explained. The Harmon family has many businesses, but our main focus is pharmaceuticals. We brought in partners and gave up some profits so we could focus our efforts on dominating the Swinton medical market. For that, we've been developing a new medicine, one that could give us complete control. At first, everything was going according to plan, but we didn't expect that spies had already infiltrated us. Aunt Lan's death was a turning point. It warned the traitors they were about to be exposed, so they threatened and bribed key personnel, taking away the core team and stealing our research data. And the medicine we were developing was the bailing pill.
And just can't accept it. This can't be the end yet. You promised to never leave, and now you're gone. Can't believe I keeping you in my heart. A piece of you I'll never let go. Though distance brings separation, in